It's Friday. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday, guys. Happy Friday to you all. We still got Bitcoin sitting at 67,000. As you can see, we've got quite an important MA that's in play here. So, guys, I want to quickly speak about, so obviously it's been a little bit of a tough week in general. We look at this, altcoins came down pretty hard. Bitcoin only came down around 6%. However, altcoins did get, pretty destroyed. And we had a couple of things. We had, obviously, CPI. We then had FOMC. And then there was a little bit of fear there. I was actually looking at the futures now this morning. They're coming down a little bit. And it looks like everyone jumped to Bitcoin as safety. Let's speak about how Bitcoin's still currently in trend. I still got 5 really good bullish signs that we could see a strong reaction here around 66. And again, if we do, we're still hyper bullish. And then we are going to speak about the scenario. Maybe there's a bit more red over the weekend. And do we go down to 62, 61? I'm not seeing much lower than that. However, if we've seen that the markets are reacting like this and the altcoins are reacting like this whenever Bitcoin's having a dip off, we do need to prepare that maybe there's another 10, 20%. But there's a few things again. We are now sitting with the 12-hour RSI at the bottom, the daily at the bottom, and the weekly at the bottom. Guys, there's a week or two left of red, and then we are going to see the bulls come into play. So we need to, again, prepare for that. So I'm going to go through a couple new coins. I see we got 𝗦𝗏𝗏 looking pretty good again. We got TON looking pretty good. We have 𝗬𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏 looking pretty strong. We got 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗙𝗢𝗻. A couple of these altcoins that are starting to wake up really good. And we have the ETH to Bitcoin breakout. So we should have a little bit of help of dominance, especially if the market bounces. Remember, redness on the alts to the downside will equal very strong alts to the upside. We haven't had the dominance break to the upside just yet. And it looks like every time the market gets bullish, the dominance wants to come down. So guys, let's prepare again. Let's have a fantastic show. Again, happy Friday to you all. Remember to smash the like button over here. And what I'm going to do in the show is I'm going to be choosing 3 coins. I kind of already think which ones they'll be. Maybe it's a Solana and an Injective and something else. And then what you're going to do is you're going to vote below in the comments. You're going to say which one is going to be the best performing by Monday. And when I jump on the Monday show, I'm going to go through the comments. And those who chose the right token, I'll be giving $50 to each of you. We can do 3, maybe 5. Here's the deal. I get 2,000 likes to 3,000 likes. We'll do 3. You give me 5,000 likes, we'll do 5. You give me 7,000 likes, we'll do 10. There's the deal. Okay, no more wasting time, guys. Let's go. Alrighty, guys, again, happy Friday. I'm going to get this show done now. I'm going to go hit a little bit of golf. Done a lot of shows this week. Get a little bit of a breather. And then there's also some cool videos dropping this weekend. We got a badass school video. I want to remind you guys that the cohort starts next week. You can only sign up in the next week for school. And then you're going to wait again for another 4 or 5 weeks. So go below in the video. I want to show you over here and join the best school on the planet. Okay, the numbers talk, right? Where do you have a school that gets 100 plus thousand signups in a year? Where? Name any university. Name a lot of them that gets those type of numbers. It speaks for itself. We actually went through the stats yesterday, and we've broken every record. We set, these sort of targets to hit in the year. We've doubled them. And that just shows you the power of the school. Remember, the education is everything, guys. Everything. In order for me to do my job, I need you to do yours. And I need you to be understanding of when Sheldon's talking about this, he means this. Just use my course to make sure you can use the shows effectively. And that's the powerful thing. So if you go below here, this fat one over here, I want to see a lot of people signing up today, especially if you haven't. Yesterday, we had a poll. 62% of people that are watching the show right now have done school. The other 38%, trust me, you're going to do it and you're going to fall in love. Today is the day for you to make that mark. Go and sign up on school. Remember, a few things are running at the moment. We still have the BitGet competition. Trade hard there. And I'm actually in the show going to give you guys that giveaway. I said I'll give away to 10 people. Those who are using my link below. Okay. I'll be giving away $100 to 10 people as well within this show as well. Maybe we'll do 5 now, 5 Monday, or I'll just do all 10 on the show. Again, all depends on the likes, right? Okay, guys, let's jump into it. Let's get straight into it. So, again, a little bit more redness yesterday. However, there's a couple of bullish signs. So let's go through the couple of bullish signs. So the first one is a 50-day moving average. Okay, important one. This is something that we saw as long as we held for the previous time over here. We actually saw Bitcoin go from 42,000 all the way to 73. So a really important midterm indicator. And what we did manage to do in the last pump, where we pumped down from 57 back to the highs, right, of 70, 71, is we managed to break back above that MA. Okay, so what's cool about this MA, guys, is it basically shows you when the token's back in bull trend, okay? And the moment we get above this, it shows you that, hey, we can see a lot of bullish upside. So what's amazing about that is you can see, firstly, we broke it and we're testing it right now, showing again that the 66 is important, right? It's an important level to show that we're not going to maybe do this for the next couple of weeks. The moment we lose this over here, it shows you, hey, we are losing some momentum, and basically we can go into this choppy stage for a little while longer. The moment we hold it and we have a good test of it, and here's the example of it, we broke it, we tested it, and we flew from there, shows you we're still very bullish. Now, let's not deny it's been a hard week. It's been quite tough. However, again, we know that this is the desperation phase, the fearful phase. We know this is the time where you basically focus on buys. You're not really focused on making money. You're focused on where can I buy? How can I fix my portfolio? How can I make things better in these areas? When the markets take off, then you worry about how much money you're going to make, what car am I going to buy, who am I going to spoil, what family member am I going to help, how am I going to buy the wife a handbag? All of these things come into play there. So it's important we hold this, and it shows this that if we hold this over the weekend and we can get back above 70K, we're still looking at possibly, a 60K, 66,000 as a temporary bottom. Okay. The next thing I want to show you guys again is the daily RSIs at the bottom. So not only is the weekly still sitting at this range over here to start to exit, we still have the daily sitting at the bottom, basically indicating if we hold 66 within the next 24 hours, we should start seeing the market start to rise up again. We should see the bull team come into play. And if you look at the difference here, of where we're basically at, what we do want to see is we want to see the bull team obviously do better than what the red team has done. This is what the red team has done over the last couple of days. Okay. Now, if we hold this level, the bull team will have a turn. And again, what's important is if we get a higher high, very bullish. If we get a lower high, it still says, hey, the bears actually did a little bit better than us this week. Their week is then coming next week again, or the week after, right? So giving indication. So that's two signs that we are still looking at there. The next one that we want to obviously see is the important fib level. I explained to you guys about the waves. There's no doubt about it that, that run from Bitcoin from 57 back to the highs, it was a pretty impressive run to the upside. Now we are having a little bit of red. And again, it's a fight between the two teams. This was the original push. We are here sitting here now. Again, if we hold anywhere here, we are very bullish. Guys, why is the market hard right now? They always get really hard when Bitcoin is at all-time high levels. When it's near the all-time highs, the dominance plays around. Everything struggles a bit at this sort of point because it's a big moment, right? It's a big moment to get through. So you start to see alts suffer at times. However, when we do get back into the phase, guys, and I want to see here if I do have the parabolic phase over here. Just see if I got it in play. Here we go. The moment we can get into these higher phases here, and we can finally get out of the hope stage and into optimism, you won't really have too much struggle of alts anymore. Alts will start to wake up with the market. Right now, Bitcoin's at a very important level, the hope stage. So alts will drain a little bit at this time. But again, the moment we get into optimism phase, ETH will then break highs. No one will care anymore. Everyone will start falling in love with the altcoin gains, and the altcoin market will come incredibly fast. So again, as long as you are in the phase of investing in these capitulation, anger, depression, disbelief, and hope phases, I feel you're going to be a part of the market that's going to make money. Those who are coming in optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria are probably going to lose money in the next bear cycle. Okay, so you're still in that nice phase. And again, you got this with Bitcoin, and you've got to obviously look at the same thing when it comes to alts. A lot of alts are still sitting at flat, low levels over here. So we are at that phase of, holding an important zone. If we hold this important 382 level over here, which again is lining up with the MA and everything there, we actually hyper bull. It shows we can have a very strong bullish leg. And my targets on Bitcoin yet again is 84, and after that's 100K. So it's a fight at the moment, but it's definitely a fight worth fighting for and being ahead of the rest of the market. So that's the third sign that we are seeing over there. The next one that we're basically looking at, I want to show you guys over here, is I want to basically look at the sense of understanding that the ETH to BTC is important. Okay, look at this. So we got the daily flatline ETH to Bitcoin. This is why I'm still bullish on altcoins at the moment. Even though they've had a little bit of a tough week, I still feel they got a lot of vengeance to come into play. So this is the next one here, ETH Bitcoin. We held the 50-day MA. Fantastic. We haven't been above the 50 MA and held it for a while. So firstly, good bounce of where we bounced. Secondly, the RSI was flatlining at the bottom for a while, and it's giving us an indication, hey, we can have ETH to Bitcoin start to go up. And what that basically means is if you look at the last time here, we went up from the 16th all the way to the 30th. That was a 2-week run of ETH outperforming Bitcoin. And it also was very similar where it had the drag at the bottom and then we started to take off. And you could see the big performance of ETH over Bitcoin over there. And now we're at that phase again, indicating, hey, we've got 2 weeks here of possible big movement over the Bitcoin chart. Now, not only is it there on the daily, we're also getting to the point of the monthly. I just want to have, there we go, the monthly. Okay, so the monthly ETH to Bitcoin chart is crazy. You know, the last time we were at the bottom, we basically went from 2019 all the way to 2021, 2 years, ETH outperformed Bitcoin. And if you look at that RSI, you know, high time frame RSI in ETH, like it's a no-brainer at some point. We're going to actually, ETH's really going to come back to life. All the doubters, everyone that doubted it, you look, there's a fat trend that's forming over here. You know, you're going to see a monthly breakout over there. So that's bullish for the markets. The next thing that we're looking for as well is the USDT dominance. This one for me is important, tracking people that are getting into dollars and out of dollars into the tokens. This did rise this week. Okay, and it did have a push up. Therefore, you saw redness on the market. However, I was drawing up over here this morning and I was looking at this. We're still under the very big trend. Okay, so this trend for me, again, indicates we're going into the 50s, we're going into the 40s, you know, very, very high time frame. Other than that, any holds over 60, we still remain very bullish. But this trend will give it to us. And you could see that we made our way up. We've hit this resistance. We are near the trend line over here. And again, what this indicates is we actually saw a lower low for the first time in a while. Okay, some strength within the market. And it indicates that if we make a lower high here, there's the previous high over there. We're looking at a lower low. So again, if you like the last, rally that happened, it's saying the next one will be possibly bigger too. So that's a really good sign as well. The next thing that's bullish, let's make it 6 reasons of why we can still be bullish today and still have some sort of hope, is the total 3 sitting exactly on the trend line. There we go. There's the trend. So if you have a look over here, the only thing is we did slightly lose the MA. Again, what that means is the bounce is important. The bounce is important that we actually get back above these crazy levels. I think this market's not rigged this week, but I think it was way overreaction. Stock markets actually look pretty good. The S&P put a very fat gap in, which you haven't seen for a long time. That looks really good. If I show you over here, S&P looked pretty strong. Futures looks a little bit weak. I'll show it in a sec, but nice fat gap that hasn't been filled yet. So that's looking good. S&P is actually looking like it's going to rampage. And to be honest, the closer we get to election stuff, I probably don't see it stopping for a while. Looking at the futures, though, there is a little bit of a down leg here at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on there. But whenever we saw a bit of bullishness in the stock markets, or even the futures, we actually had the crypto market go down. So if this goes down, maybe we have the opposite side of that happening. And I see Dixie starting to rise a little bit too. Dixie's getting a little bit of strength. So we'll see what this plays out or what this means, a little bit later on, within next week. And then, like I said, the altcoin market, guys, this is the time. There's no better time to just dip your toes and get whatever you need in these positions here. This is still our very bullish momentum line. We have a fat wedge that's forming over here, which is actually a bullish pattern that's in play. We hold these levels, we'll have a strong bounce. So we still have some bullishness. So give me I want to see the bulls in where's the bulls? So are we bullish? Like where's the bulls at? We still got some hope, guys. We still got some hope, and we got to keep fighting strong over there. Okay, let's jump into a little bit of what's going to happen over the weekend. Again, it's important that Bitcoin bounces here. Use the same trend line that we had. I know we had a fake out this week, but the same trend for me will indicate a Bitcoin breakout. Okay, so there's 3 speed up gaps on Bitcoin. The first one is we actually had a little double bottom yesterday. Another possible bullish sign, right? Especially on the daily and stuff. A double bottom is a bullish indicator. And a little bit of a higher low, which may play a big role. However, we had the big push here. We had the fake out. I'm still keeping the same trend. So what that means is if we can get above 69K over the weekend, we're actually pretty bullish. It will give us a nice green weekly candle. That's important. Let's see where the weekly candle closes. If we can turn this thing green, it's bullish, right? It's bullish at that point. And again, this is Bitcoin's main momentum line. We're still way above in bull trend. The main one is Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin's here, there's still a bull market. That's a big thing to know. So the speed up gaps is if we get through 69, we speed to 70, we get to 70, 72, and then again, all-time high break, 84K in that area. So let's keep over the weekend an idea here. Let's speak a little bit bearish. Let's quickly go bull first. So if we go bull here over the weekend, we can get to around 69. That's a good weekly close and gives us a good sense to say, hey, we did have a little bit of scareness in the market. However, like we're actually recovering pretty strong, and we could see a strong push up very quickly over here. You know, these slow bleeds can also get absorbed very quickly. So we need to be aware of that as well. So these are your speed up gaps. And what that basically means is if this trend starts to break here and you take a couple of trades, when it gets here, you can do something. If it breaks it, you can update your stop losses, add more to the trade. If it stops here and breaks again, you can update your stop loss, do more to your trade. You know, these blocks tell me to do something. That's what I love. If you break this one, move your stop loss. If you reject, take a little bit of profits on some trades. You know what I mean? Like it gives you a nice little structure point over there. The bearish side is we obviously start to lose 60. Then I have 62, guys. What that will mean then is we go to the main 618, and this will be my then play over here. That's the inverse head and shoulders play. So if we have a look here, the left shoulder took a couple of days. If I look at the left shoulder over here, it took this phase of around 30 days, the left shoulder. Then we had the fat head over here, which is the bottom head. And now we're busy with the right shoulder. And it's basically showing that we still got a couple of days to know if we are going here, if we're going to bounce here, or we're going to this area. So if we do decide to lose the lows from yesterday, that for me then indicates we are going to around 62, 63. I'm expecting a very big bounce there. Finally, some buying power, probably a fat inverse candle. You can see the last time we hit that level over there, you know, we went from 60K all the way to 68K in one day. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of buying power sitting there. We need to see if we're going to get there first. So that's the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is we go to 62, 63. In that time, dominance might go up. In that time, however, we have ETH to Bitcoin looking pretty strong. So we might have a good sense. So dominance hasn't put in a higher high just yet. And I got this bottom trend tracking it here. So again, the ultimate play for the alts is we can get a bounce, and this could lose this over the weekend. Alts will fly. There's no doubt about it that when the market's feeling more comfortable and we have had a local bottom in, the alts will fly. There's no doubt about it. It's just about, is there another 10%? What's going to happen? If this goes up and Bitcoin dumps, if Bitcoin is going to come down another 10%, your alt's going to come down another 20%. Okay? If that happens. Did we lose it? Okay. What I basically mean is we are kind of lucky if that does happen. If we do have that wick off, you know, there's some big opportunities for you for that to happen over there. And again, if dominance comes down, if Bitcoin comes down, alts will maybe not make much more of a lower low sort of view over there. Okay, let's pump through a couple of alts. I want to go through a couple of new ones quickly. I want to remind you guys that I really think Arbitrum's in a good investment area. I think 90 cents to $1 is really good. You know, when ETH season comes, we're going to rampage strong. We saw a moment we got a bit of ETH strength. You could see how strong it did. And I think Arbitrum's a really good opportunity for you investment-wise. I think Optimism, if you like Optimism's also really good. We have a possibility of a double bottom over here. Again, Bitcoin comes down, just think 15, 20% cheaper on some of these alts, so keep a little bit of cash. But what you're seeing here is a very bullish wedge that's informed. So you're basically seeing this happen. And when you see that happen, you know, you tend to have a big candle that absorbs it very quickly. So that's actually a bullish pattern that's happening. Keep an eye for breakouts. I'd buy a little bit here, keep an eye for the breakouts. So basically about $1,000, I'll buy 50% of it here and prepare for 50% wick for as long as we're not above that trend. We get above this trend, I'll be entering the rest of that 50. A lot of these coins, what I'm expecting is to go to the main 618s, which is around these areas here on the daily. And that's a big trade. This could be a 100% trade when it comes to Optimism. Okay. Then we got this other one, which is Aptos. If the market's bounce here, this is actually a really good area to add some to Aptos. We have a triple bottom in play. We have a bullish pattern here. And if we do end up going to the top of the range and breaking it, again, a 618 test makes sense. And that's at 14 to $15. Another really big trade. These are really good spot trades, really good entries of where we're at. If there is the fake outs or the redness, then around, I'd say around 6.5 sort of area, we will dip off and then we will start the rally up. So again, I would add some here and prepare to add in two places. I'll probably buy 50, 60% of what I want over here. Look to see if that goes there to add more, or I'll add more on the break over here, which will be good. Let's speak about TON for a second. TON's looking incredibly strong, breaking all-time highs again. I don't think this is investment areas. I do think it might be a fun trading coin though, but I know a lot of people are holding TON. So let's look at the next targets for TON. My next targets are around 9.5, guys. The main 1.618. So we're breaking highs, looking pretty strong. If it keeps this momentum, how do you know it's keeping the momentum? Just pop that trend line in over there. There we go, the bottom trend. And as long as we hold that trend, that is the target in play over there. Let's go through Lido Lido is actually breaking a trend. So it looks like out of the ETH coins, Lido is one that wants to lead. Again, this is right at the bottom of the range, good area to add, and actually breaking out here. So Lido, I'm looking at a push to around $3, $2.83 as the first test. But to be honest, I kind of feel we're getting to a point of, getting the real breakout. And I'll show you guys the real breakout of, the alt season breakout, right? The bigger one. So that would mean for me, would get to the areas around $3 and to the range highs around $4. So I think Lido is also a really good current opportunity. Then we got Ondo, which threw a crazy wick. So don't get caught into this wick. However, just keep an eye that if it holds these trends here, and Ondo could get back above. So I don't know if I'd be adding too much to the Ondo position. Ondo's done really well, but I know a lot of people are holding Ondo. So if Ondo gets through this 1.4, we're looking really strong. We're looking really good at 1.4. Then my targets are 1.7 and $2.3 for Ondo. So just updating you guys a little bit on those over there. Let's go through a couple of our standards. Injective is having a bit of a pullback. Guys, anywhere here, my big areas to load up Injective is around this $25 to $30 mark. It's a really good dollar costing zone. As long as in that zone, I'll buy a little bit, buy a little bit, buy a little bit. This thing is still, it's obviously one of the most bullish tokens for the week. But guys, I'm looking at a mega push at some point from Injective. Not only am I seeing this thing going back to the highs, I'm also seeing a target. And I'll show you guys here, especially a bull market, one of the bull market targets. Because remember, the weekly chart, this looks great. You're investing in a good area. The bull market target for me, or the next major leg, is $75. So, this could be a nice one that you can buy here, sit in your hands for a couple of months. It can make you really good money. We got Phantom sitting at the range lows. Again, two areas here. I really think Phantom's back at the investment area to get some between the 60 and 70 cent mark. Again, what I'd be waiting for is to see the break of 70. I'll be adding some more, or obviously the faker, that push of Bitcoin to 62 will bring this thing to the mid 50s. But no doubt about it, Phantom for me is a big one to have in your portfolio. It's bullish on the high time frames. And when this thing gets going again, my next major target that I'm looking at is 1.7. So you're looking at around 100 to 200% next major move, and that's currently what you're fighting for when it comes to Phantom. Let's look at things like Chainlink. Chainlink had a nice rally to the upside, especially when it bottomed around $12. I put in a good high of 19, and now it's come back and it's on major 618. So what this means is we hasn't broken trend yet. So you can buy a little bit here. The trend breaks the one that you want to add some more, or again, the range lows. 12 to 11, I think, is an absolute great area to load up on Chainlink for the bull markets. I'm looking at Chainlink, my high time frame targets on Chainlink. My first major target that I'm looking for is around $35. Okay, but the big one that I'm looking for is $80. $80, and I even have one more scenario of up to $120. So I still think Chainlink is the glue. It's one that brings, it's an important coin in the space, definitely, and the leader in its space too. So I think Chainlink is still a really good opportunity. Here's the other one, 𝗦𝗚𝗔𝗥. You could see that was the massive weekly push. Gaming second still going to run, guys. Gaming is still one of the early narratives. So what you see here is a massive bull leg, and you still see a really healthy correction. So the previous lows we had, and this over here is a good zone for me. So buying some here at 1.8, it makes sense. And then there is a possibility, let's go here, of maybe a push to 1.5. Okay, so if you want to, as an investor, fight for 10%, that's up to you. Okay, I'm looking at the big areas here. And if you want to look at the next zone, you basically look at a couple of trend breaks. It says you've got a couple of days to invest in 𝗦𝗚𝗔𝗥. But the moment if it holds these levels and break this trend, we're going, right? Where are my targets for 𝗦𝗚𝗔𝗥? My first major target, temporary target, will be this main 618, which is $3. Okay. And obviously the higher time frame view, $5. So nice areas. Let's go to a couple of these dots at the bottom of the range. Remember, I'm looking at around a $25, $30 dot. I don't know if it's going to break all-time highs, but I do think we're going to get halfway to the last cycle. Unless dot really unravels big things, will we go to all-time highs? Nonetheless, I think a $6 to $7 range where you're fighting for now, especially on your longer-term spot sort of positions. I think you're fighting for $20 to $25 dot. So it's $6 now. Coty is looking good. This one for me, again, I think this definitely gets back to the range highs, which is around $30, which is a 3x from where we're at now. Back at range lows. Guys, to be honest, remember, when you're buying 618 tokens, it means you're buying them for 60 to 70% off from the previous highs. I think it's a really good deal. Matic looks good. DOGE also looks good. DOGE, you've got a couple of days to accumulate. When it breaks this trend, do not miss it. There's the daily trend there. DOGE will be a big winner. AVAX, right at the bottom lows here, guys. I think it's a great area to have AVAX. definitely. This is the range lows here. Again, the wick will take you down to around $25 if there's a Bitcoin 62. Guys, we don't know if that one's going to play out yet. So again, what you have is a trend here. You have a main area. Guys, it's cheap today. Tomorrow it can be $35, $40. So it's your choice now. This is the bottom range here. I'd get some AVAX. The trend break is where I'd add more. Or as long as we stay below trend, I'd keep that $25 in mind. Sol, very important that Sol does have a strong bounce soon. We're sitting over here. If it doesn't, it's likely we can come to 120, 110. Then I think you're getting to investment entry on Sol. 150 I still think is too expensive as an investor. Okay, as a trade, I think it's good. But as an investor, I still think it's quite expensive. So keep an eye out here. Again, you actually have time with Sol, because what will happen here is it's causing a big flag. And what you'll see is if we go bullish from here, we should put pump to around 170. Only if we get through there, then we're going for highs. We stay there, we can still sit here for a while. So I'll buy some Sol at this area, prepare for 120. Okay, and then only later on we can add some more if we know we're not going to 120 anymore. But nonetheless, Sol's still holding momentum trend. Algo's at the bottom. GRT is at the bottom of the trend there. Casper looking pretty good today. There's a fat bull flag on Casper. Okay, so when we break the bull flag, remember, as long as we're in the flag, we could still go here, which is around 13.40 cents. We start breaking the flag, and you're going to see a very, very, very strong Casper. We got Render. Right on bull line. So getting a little bit of render makes sense today. I do think you might get render cheaper in the future. For now, this will prove me wrong, or breaking through that trend. For now, I'll buy a little bit here and prepare for maybe a 6 to 7. So guys, the main thing you're doing today is you're focusing on these buy levels, right? Things like that. I want to quickly have a look here and just see that I got the sheet for the giveaways quickly. I hope I have a lot of likes by now. I really hope I got a lot of likes. Let's just see if I can get the sheet. Hold on, give me 2 secs. Copy link. Let's quickly drop off my screen so you don't see my information. I know you guys. Guys, other than that, how's your day going? Popular, I want to see how you guys are doing. Okay, here's the UIDs. For anyone that's been using BitGet link, so $100 goes to you. You're going to send it to giveaways.com. Or you're going to send proof that this is you. Here we go. So here's your user ID if you use my BitGet account. Go below and sign up on my BitGet account. Guys, go here in the description. We've got Bybit and BitGet. Go sign up with my BitGet account over here and open up. It's actually really nice. I've really been enjoying trading on BitGet again. Over here, oh, I got a very cool Sniper Club video coming this week, guys. We got things banging in Sniper Club. This is the best thing. It's $100 a month, dollars, but this is a community. This is everything you need. It is over here if you want to join. So we've got Bybit, we've got BitGet over here. Let's go and give away some of the money. So if you are this user ID over here, 3565105 okay, let's make this a color. Boom. That one over there, you win $100. Okay, so I'm going to give 5 on this show, and then I'm going to give, on Monday, I'll give some more. Okay, so 567-897-1986. 567-897-1986. Okay, you are a winner of $100. Okay, next one over here. Let's go down over here. 72506-54071. You are a winner of $100. Okay, remember the last thing is, oh wait, this is, never mind. 73034-05539, $100 to you in your BitGet account. That's 2. Let's give away one more. Let's scroll down to the lower points over here. 482-6544431. That is the next one. Okay, so you got a little bit more time to use my link, guys. Monday, I'll give away another 5. Use my link, open up an account with BitGet with the link I showed you in the description, and I'll give away more cash to you guys. 1 or 2 quick shout outs over here. We got Evo, guys. Go and open up a decentralized trading account. You can see here, there's no login. It's your wallet. You know, it's centralized. It may not be there forever. You saw what happened to Binance. You see what's happening all over the world. Decentralized is the way. Open up an Evo account. Absolutely great over there. What I also want to show you guys here is the liquidation maps, showing you that we should get a move over the weekend. We've got a whole bunch of liquidation sitting at 68,000 for Bitcoin and a whole bunch sitting at 66. So there should be a move. We should be a move, especially into weekly close. And either break of these zones will give us a nice little squeeze gap to the up or the downside. I want to remind you guys as well, go follow me on Instagram, guys. go here to my Insta account. I got some followers yesterday. Hold on. I got some really cool content that's coming, guys. I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love. I'm gonna really put you inside of being a day trader. Shout out to CoinW for the award. They gave me an award over there, so shout out to CoinW for that. But nonetheless, guys, I got some really cool content coming. So please follow me on Instagram and also follow me on Twitter as well. I want to blow my Twitter up. I got some really exciting things coming with my Twitter as well. I'm going to start some massive threads, really bring up high alpha over here on this over here and give you exclusive content on my Twitter outside of YouTube. So I think it's really worth it to be follow me on Twitter over there. Okay, let's quickly have a look at the price of GUMMY. Still hovering around 5 cents. It's actually a good area to accumulate some, guys. I know there's stuff happening. I know when baked comes and things like that, we should get some hype again. Nonetheless, our warriors are holding pretty strong. We're still sitting around $50 to $60 million market cap. We still got a lot of holders. Okay, so a lot of strength. And again, the moment you start to see some fat green candles, this will grow very quickly. So I still think you're early over there. And that means if you go to CoinW, we're giving away 100,000 GUMMY tokens, 100,000 of GUMMY. Okay, so go and open up a CoinW account as well if you want to get part of the GUMMY promotion over there. Okay, let's see. Other than that, not much happening on the market. Not much happening. We're looking at a little bit of green on the short time frames. So again, my squeeze points, guys, is 69K. I think we should go from, if it's bullish now, we'll go there. And if we obviously get through there, I think we'll be back at the highs pretty quickly. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. We've worked hard this week. We've had a great week. Lots of vibes. The shows have been fun. I felt back to myself again. So I want to thank you guys a lot for that. So keep the community strong. Again, if people are struggling in the comments, help them out. Go to our Discords. Go help out where you can. Just be part of the love. Be part of the journey. That's what we're here for. We're here to change each other's lives. I saw everyone got not mad with me yesterday, but they were like, Sheldon, you can't leave us. Guys, I promise you again, I'm here for the bull market with you guys. We'll see what happens in the future, but I got many more months with you. But I want you to help me on the journey. I want you to come and be part of our community, to come and chat and help people. And I'm one person trying to achieve a big dream, but I know if I got 5,000 of us that are all on the same point, I know it can go way further. So I'd appreciate the love. So guys, have a fantastic day. Happy Friday to you all, and I'll see you guys all next week. Much love, guys.